Welcome back to another episode of Health is Wealth, and thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode. And as always, I am beyond grateful and thankful from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you who is tuning into today's episode and also tuning in to support the podcast, as every week we are sharing a new episode, just sharing words and thoughts of hopes, inspiration, and motivation of just things that I'm going through on my crazy ride that we call life, in hopes that it brings value into your world today. So thank you once again for being here with me. And what I wanted to talk to you about today is get addicted. Yep, that's right. I said get addicted, and it might not be to what you think, right? I'm not talking about getting addicted to the party lifestyle and the drugs and the booze and all that stuff. Been there, done that, got the postcard, and the t-shirt. That's not the kind of addiction that I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about getting addicted to the right things in life. Look, I was once one who was addicted to those wrong things in life, right? I once lived a lifestyle where the things that I were chasing, the things that were pursuing, the things that I was addicted to were the wrong kind of things in life. As so many of those things I just listed, right? I've been a drug addict. I've been an alcoholic. I've been addicted to chasing the lifestyle of, living on the edge in a different way. And, those kind of addictions, right, only destroyed me. It only destroyed my life, destroyed the person that I was. And, what I've learned to come to understand, though, in life is we will all get addicted to something of some sort, right? And most times when you get addicted to those kind of things, there's never any good that's going to come out of it, no matter what, right? And like I said, I did it for many years, and all it did was bring destruction, but you get addicted to the dopamines and the endorphins, or not the endorphins, but the dopamine of the excitement of it, of getting drunk and having a good time and doing drugs and getting high and having a good time. And, you're chasing the wrong kind of, dopamines with the wrong kind of addictions. But I believe you can get addicted to the right kind of things in life. And that's what I'm here to talk to you about today. As I've learned over the years now, I'm still an addict no matter what way I see it. But I'm getting addicted to the right things, not the wrong things in life, right? Again, the lifestyle of drugs and alcohol and doing things I shouldn't have been doing, But nowadays, I'm addicted to the right kind of things. And again, that's what I really wanted to talk to you about, because I believe if you get addicted to the right kind of things in life, they're going to improve you and help you in so many different ways in life to excel you forward, to move you, past what you thought ever possible. Nowadays for me, what addiction looks like is self-improvement, right? I'm addicted to, constantly improving the man that I am, the person that I am, the human being that I am, and all the different things where I find that joy through my addictions. Now I'm addicted to the gym, right? Now I'm addicted to seeing how far I could push myself physically and mentally. And, it's been the best thing for me because, again, I believe at heart, we typically are all addicts to something, but a lot of times it's not to the great things that are going to, make a better person or create a better life for you, and only destroy you and your life with it. But if you can get addicted to the right kind of things, boy, does it really change who you are. Boy, does it change the direction of life and where you are going, I'm so grateful to God because I'm addicted to all these right things, I'm addicted to my physical fitness, my mental health, right? My faith, my family, I'm addicted to self-improvement. Like I said, on everything, when it comes to that, reading, writing, journaling, listening to things that are going to teach me a skill set, right? Listening to podcasts, watching videos, I'm addicted to so many things right now, they're all things that are improving the quality of my life, improving the direction and outcome of where I'm going to and things I'm going to be doing and all of that. And, I am grateful to God that I found this form of addiction in life, because they're all the positive, they're all the goods, and there are things that not just make me better, but the quality of my life and the direction that it's going. But most importantly, and best of all, I believe being addicted to these right kind of things in life better the people around me as they see the things that I'm doing, the directions that I'm going, right? The direction that I'm going in, the person that I become, who I am when you're around me, and all that stuff exudes right from you. People take notice to things like that. And when you become addicted to the right kind of things, you become a better example, a better role model. You set better standards for yourself that people take notice to, and you're proud of yourself and people could be proud of you, right? So, the thought here again is get addicted. Get addicted about wanting to become the best version of yourself. Be addicted to becoming that version of yourself, not just you can be proud of, but your loved ones, your family, the people who are around you could be like, I know that guy, Be addicted to pushing yourself, again, mentally, physically, be addicted to what level of person you can excel to in life. Be addicted to the gym, be addicted to reading, be addicted to things that make you happy, hobbies, passions, be addicted to chasing that dream. I just found that, addiction was never really the problem. It was more so what I was addicted to that was. I think it's great to be addicted. I'm addicted now, but they're the right kind of things that instead of destroying my life and destroying who I was, they really molded and created a new version of me and have bettered my life in the absolute best way. And I continue to find new addictions throughout this journey of self-improvement as I do everything right now to better everything in any area of my life, physically and mentally, from my finances to my health, right? Me as a person to the person I am to those around me. It's a trade-off, and that's all it becomes. And I think when we understand that, we understand that you're really just trading a bad addiction for a good addiction, I think sometimes we label addiction as a bad thing, but it's oftentimes because we correlate it to the wrong kind of things in life, being addicted to the drugs and alcohol and the party lifestyle and doing bad things and all of that, But if we get addicted and trade that for better things and get addicted to, again, bettering our self-improvement, right? If we get addicted to becoming healthier, eating better, going to the gym more often, right? What if we become addicted to spending more time with our loved ones and being more present for them, right? What if we become addicted to being the best role model and best example of a human being we possibly can to ourselves and people around us, like our family and our loved ones? See, that addiction is not so bad at that point, And once I found that trade-off, you're getting your dopamine hit, right? Because that's all it is when it comes down to it, is you're getting this dopamine hit, from the things you get addicted to. And when it was the bad things, it was the high off the synthetic drugs and getting drunk and getting wasted and the excitement of what we thought was the party lifestyle and doing things we shouldn't have been doing. But now the addiction with the dopamine is the excitement of pushing myself further than I thought possible physically, watching my transformation and my progress in the gym, right? Watching the person and the man that I become and seeing this physical transformation and mental transformation and this evolution of who I'm becoming and the excitement and reward there. That's where I find those dopamine hits now, and it's the best thing that could ever have happened to me. And I'm grateful to God for it. And, I just say this to say this, right? It's okay to be addicted. I think it's just about directing where your addiction goes. Now, you could still be addicted to things that are not, say, as extreme, right, as alcohol and drugs and the party lifestyle, but you can be addicted to being lazy, and you've done it for so long, you're not doing anything, you're not productive, you're not doing anything with your life, and that could be a bad addiction too, because when you start to adapt habits and routines and comfort zones, you stay there until you disrupt the pattern, So again, it's no different than if you're just being lazy and you're not doing anything. You don't get up, you don't go anywhere, you're not productive, until you break that cycle. That's where you're going to stay. And that can't be really a good addiction for you either, because while you're not really harming yourself or anybody else, you're letting time go. You're wasting life. You're wasting your potential, your gifts, the ability of what you could be and what you could create in this world. And so I think, again, it's really just trading, these bad addictions for these better addictions, and really just get addicted to bettering yourself, because when you start to get addicted to that, you can't help but just keep, wanting more. You crave more as you start to put in the work, start to make some sacrifices. You start seeing how areas improve in your life, and you just want more because you realize you're pushing past limits you never thought were achievable. That's a lot of what I found on this new journey of mine, continuing to find new areas and new things that I'm getting addicted to, that are constantly bringing me to a new level of who I am, a new version of myself, and new directions in life, and bettering the quality of my life. I just want more of it, and I think it's about having, the addictions for the right things that makes the world of difference, So, again, this message here to say, get addicted, but get addicted to the right kind of things, and just watch how life changes for you. Watch the direction of where your life goes. Watch how it changes for people around you. It's become a new, healthier, better, best version of yourself, and what that shows to people around you and what they see with your actions and your mindset and how you speak, and this confidence of you walking through rooms now. There's so many different things that this new, addiction of self-improvement will really change to you in your life. I've been working so hard on my self-improvement, and it's a continuous journey, but I am beyond addicted to bettering myself, pushing myself, seeing what level I can actually, reach in this life. And I wouldn't trade it for anything. I would never trade it for the old life of being addicted to the wrong things. You convince yourself sometimes that it was fun because, you were having a good time because you're doing this and doing that. And it's just what people want to lie to you about and tell you, non-truth about, because it was all a lie. None of that stuff ever did anything but hurt, destroy, and just, crumble everything in me and in my life as well. And now that I've got this new addiction to improve the man that I am, the person that I am, it's the best kind of addiction you can have in life. So get addicted today, folks, but get addicted to the right kind of things. And I think self-improvement is the biggest and best addiction in life that you possibly can have, because when you push yourself to, better yourself in the best ways possible that God wanted you to be, you start to realize how unstoppable you become, realizing that you can go further in life and become more than you ever thought ever possible.